This video will demonstrate how to format a document using styles. Any document that's created within Word will contain a number of styles, and in fact you probably will have seen within the ribbon on the Home tab within the Styles group a number of styles that are already available. However, this is a small subset of the total number of styles available. To get all the styles available, if you go to the Styles group, and then if you select the small arrow pointing to the bottom right hand corner of the group, and this opens up the Styles pane. Initially this is undocked, however you can dock this by clicking and dragging on the title bar of the Styles pane and then docking it to the right hand side of the application. You'll notice at the moment that I only have one style that has been applied for this document. You'll notice that the cursor is currently in the Hampshire paragraph, and the normal style has been surrounded with this blue border indicating that is the style applied to this paragraph. To see all the other styles that are available, if I go down to the Options link, and this opens up another window, and from here if I click on the drop down arrow and select all styles and click on OK, and you can see all the other styles that are available. You'll notice that for the paragraph styles you've got a paragraph mark. For styles that are only designed to be applied at a character level, you'll notice there is a small A to the right hand side, and where you've got a paragraph mark and a small A, this indicates this is a linked paragraph, which we'll come on to in another video. Within this document you'll notice that I've got some main headings, for example Hampshire. If I go down to page 2, Oxfordshire, and further down the document I've also got Devon and Dorset. I've also got some subheadings, for example a list of pubs, for example the Fat Goose, the King's Head. Now within styles there are a series of up to 9 different heading styles, but for the main heading I'm going to apply the heading 1, and for all the subheadings I'm going to apply heading 2. To apply a style you can either select the entire paragraph or click into the middle of the paragraph and then click onto heading 1. Now you notice I applied the style from the Styles group, but I can also apply it from the Styles pane on the right hand side. So from here if I go down to page 2 and then page 3 and then the final style is on page 5. And then I'm going to go to the top of the document and apply a series of heading 2 styles. I can also use a keyboard shortcut, which for heading 1 is Ctrl-Alt-1, and for a heading 2 is Ctrl-Alt-2. And almost there. Okay, so now if I go to the top of the document, and now I'm at the top of the document, you'll see that all the styles for the heading and subheadings have been formatted with heading 1 and heading 2. Now you might wonder why you'd actually want to apply a style. Well, the advantage is that to change formatting within a document, rather than having to change every single paragraph within the document for a particular type of format, all you need to do is actually change the style itself. So for example, if I go into a completely different paragraph, which has not even got a heading 1 or a heading 2 applied, for example, the third paragraph, if I then right-click over my heading 1, go down to Modify, and if I decide to change perhaps the size, maybe make it a bold, change the colour to a black, perhaps go into the Format button, and from here perhaps change the font. So perhaps the main heading, the heading 1, has got in all caps. And perhaps change the spacing before to 6 and after to 6. Click on OK and OK. And you notice that every paragraph which has got the heading 1 style applied will have that format. Now for a small document which is only 7 pages, okay, it doesn't take too long, but imagine if your document's 50 pages, 100 pages. You can see it's going to be a lot quicker to make sure your styles are appropriately applied. Now, if I go back into my heading 2 style and modify that as well, this one I'm going to change slightly, so again I'm going to have a 6 points before, 6 points after, and perhaps change the font to a small caps. Click on OK, and throughout the whole document you'll see how it's been formatted. Now from here there might be other paragraphs that are fairly unique. For example, if I just scroll down the document, and you'll notice that I've got 4-star food, accommodation and plenty of parking. Now I might want to make these bullet points. So again, within my styles pane, I've actually got some bullet points that are available. Now from here, before I do that, I'm just going to change this styles pane so that it's showing a preview of what the actual style formatting looks like. Then select the bullet points, scroll down until I find a format that looks about right. So for example, list bullet 2. And a bit further down the document, I've got some other bullet points. And do the same. And say, for example, at a later date, I want to actually modify the formatting for this particular style. All I need to do is go into List Bullet 2, click on the drop down, select Modify, and from there let me change the formatting. So I'm going to go to Format, and although you can't see it, I'm going to select the numbering option, go to Bullet Points, perhaps click on the tick, OK, click on OK, and if I go down further down the document, you'll see that it's also been changed. Now, if you've got a document which has been formatted with stars correctly, other utilities become available. So if I just close down the stars pane, and this time go to View and Navigation pane, and on the left hand side, if I click on Headings, you'll see that all the headings have become available. Now this can be used in 2 ways. For example, what I can do, if I want to navigate straight to the Fog pub in Oxfordshire, all I need to do is click on the Fog, and that immediately takes me to that part of the document. If I want to go to the Cricketers Arms, the same is true. However, there's a bigger advantage. It also allows me to move parts of the document around. So when I click onto the Tower Inn, what I'm actually doing is not only navigating to the Tower Inn, but it's also selecting all the text which is directly under that heading. So if I wanted to move the Tower Inn to above the Fat Goose, all I would need to do is click and drag, move it above the Fat Goose, and you'll notice now, and you can see how it's moved within the document. I can also do the same for everything under a heading 1. So from here, if I click onto Devonshire, This not only selects Devonshire, but also things like the Grapes of Wrath, the Happy Wagon, the Cricketer's Arms, the Green Dragon, and all the text directly underneath it. And all I need to do is to click and drag and move it above Hampshire, and it's instantly moved to the top of the document. Now, of course, there is a lot more you can do with styles, and I'll be recording more videos on styles at a later date.